Everyone should know that in fact many men are very opposed to the practice of handing over their salary. But in China, many women require men to hand over their salary. In other countries, at most a man goes out to earn money and then gives household expenses to his wife when he comes home, for example in Japan, but that is also based on the premise that the wife takes good care of the household. And as for many women in China today, I do not even need to say much. After all, art comes from life, and the following clip is very representative.
我不允许男人身上有钱，每个月工资到账转给我全部。
没错。
你如果想要经营好这段婚姻，我有几点意见。第一点就是相互沟通，沟通任何情况下好好的沟通。还有就是你的态度要认真，对生活的态度，请你用心经营亲子关系，还有家庭关系，不要做什么事情都懒懒散散、马马虎虎。不然每天那么拉垮哦，什么东西都无所谓，不太认真，就这样吧，随随便便，那你觉得生活有什么意义嘞？第二个，钱，我不允许男人身上有钱，每个月工资到账转给我全部。主动给和伸手要是不一样的，你可以不要每个月工资到账是我来问你要的，是你主动给我的，可以吗？
可以。
这一点我已经给你提过几次要求了，我希望你做到。我问你跟你主动给是一个结果，你何必惹得我不高兴，对不对？你说家里小孩的东西，任何用的东西不都是我买的吗？我挑选的吗？虽然钱是你付的，心思不是我花的吗？
是的。
可以吗？
可以。
现在第一件事情你是要干嘛？
干仗了。
Why many men do not want to hand over their salary? I think this video explains it very clearly. First, women are naturally like this. Once money goes into her hands, it automatically becomes money she earned. Trying to get it back later becomes very difficult. You lose all initiative. When you urgently need money, you will be restricted everywhere.
你能想象得到，说出这句令人寒心的话，仅仅是因为我那200块钱的奖金没有上交吗？我那天回来之后，我跟他面对面聊了这个事情，你知道他怎么说的吗？他说你那200块钱的奖金都没有上交给我，你自己用掉了，没钱了才跟我说，那你没钱吃饭了，跟我又有什么关系呢？我的个老天！说实话，一开始这200块钱我就是想自己存起来，因为我身上一点钱都没有，我只有自己最近2天的生活费。后面因为一个突发的情况，我没办法，我又拿出来用了，然后就有了这档子事。
我跟你说，那些死活都不肯把那个工资卡交给老婆的男人，我敢说他这辈子都不会有太大的成就，因为他的骨子里就刻着3个非常致命的缺陷。你看，第一个，他是一个只进不出、一毛不拔的铁公鸡，所以呢，他把钱看得特别重要，是源于他内心深处的这种自卑和匮乏，所以他对谁都不放心，谁都不信任，他的钱只有端在自己的兜里面才踏实。你想一想，真正有本事的男人、有认知的男人、成熟的男人、有魅力的男人，他会在乎这点小钱吗？不会的。第二个呢，他根本就没有把你当做自己人，他不信任你，所以说他不认同你，他不敢把自家的这个性命交到你手上。当然呢，他也根本不明白这个夫妻不同财，迟早2条心的道理。所以说他的本质就是在防范你，好吧？然后第3个是什么呢？那当然这个也是让人最心寒的，就是他有着不想让你知道的秘密。当然至于这个秘密是什么呢，要么有别的猫腻，要么呢他在外面有另外一个家。你想，一个男人连收入都已经是藏着掖着，你作为妻子，你还对他有什么指望？期待着他能对你真心？所以说这种男人他的自私真的是深入骨髓的，钱呢也不给你管，心呢也不在你这儿，那么未来呢他也根本不可能会跟你一起去同甘共苦。你一旦遇到这种男人，你要么让他改，要么让他滚，理解了吗？
和对象都准备结婚了，就因为商量婚后的事儿分手了。
My boyfriend and I were already preparing to get married, but we broke up just because we discussed life after marriage. I asked my boyfriend if I could keep his salary card after we got married. He stayed silent for a few seconds and then directly said we should break up. I was completely stunned. He met every condition I asked for. He did not even blink at an 180,000 yuan bride price. He bought the 3 gold wedding gifts immediately when asked. He even voluntarily asked to add my name to the house title. When I thought there were no more obstacles, it was over the salary card that he decided to break up. What hurt the most was that he insisted on breaking up. He said that he understood my parents wanted him to take good care of me, but he also needed space and freedom. If he handed his salary card to me, he would feel like he had lost control, and he hated that feeling. I could not understand his words. Since I was young, I always believed it was natural for a woman to manage her husband's salary card. That represents trust. How could it mean losing control? At that moment, I felt extremely wronged and heartbroken. I was not trying to control him. I just wanted to plan our future together. He said he would consider my suggestion, but he needed time to adapt. He needed time, but I needed a reasonable explanation. For the next few days, we were in a cold war. He was willing to give me half of the house ownership, yet he refused to hand over the salary card. I still cannot understand it. What do you think the real problem was?
女方给你提出来说要让你婚后上交工资。
If you are about to get married and the woman asks you to hand over your salary after marriage, immediately stop the marriage preparations. Do not register the marriage, do not hold the wedding ceremony, cancel it and find someone else. If you marry a woman like that, the marriage will not end well. If things really go that way, when you divorce in the future, you might not even have money to hire a lawyer. Even if you do not divorce, the marriage will still be a low-quality marriage. I know a married couple. After they got married, the woman rarely worked and kept asking the man for his salary. The man did not give her all his money, he only gave some household expenses. One day the man developed cervical spine disease. His cervical vertebrae pressed on his nerves, and both of his arms became extremely numb. He was in great pain. The hospital recommended surgery. But his wife firmly opposed it, saying why spend so much money, numb arms are not fatal anyway. Fortunately, this man had not handed all his salary to his wife in the beginning. He had savings. Ignoring his wife's objections, he went to the hospital and had the surgery, which relieved his pain. If he had really handed all his salary to his wife at the beginning, he would have had to endure the suffering of the illness, and would not even have had money for treatment. When a man gives money to a woman, for that woman, the money becomes hers. Because most Chinese men are influenced by traditional culture, family upbringing, and school education. They're always told that they must treat women well. They must hand their salary card to their wife after marriage. In theory, the wife may be moved by this behavior and then treat you well in return. But when you actually live like this in real life, you will find that things are completely different from what you imagined. Because this is essentially a difference in logic between men and women. In a man's logic, if I treat you well, you will also treat me well. But in a woman's logic, once you give the money to her, then the money belongs to her. So after you get married, you must keep financial power in your own hands. Your salary card must remain in your own possession. You can give your wife living expenses, but you must never hand over all your money to her. Because women are naturally less rational in financial matters. For example, in our society, there are all kinds of festivals. Why are there so many consumption-driven festivals? Merchants specifically design them based on women's spending tendencies in order to encourage more consumption. Once you give all your money to your wife, if she spends all your hard-earned money during moments of irrational consumption, you'll be left helpless and regretful. All the assets you worked for over decades could disappear completely. So you must remember that your salary must remain under your own control.